Hi everyone, Jessica here and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a few products that I recently purchased. I'm going to pop some links down in the description box down below just in case you want to purchase them as well. And I'm just going to go through a couple of extra things that finish off a collection of items I've already got in my craft stash. So I'm going to be doing one box revealing with you. So I've had a parcel turn up today and that came from Hunkydory. So that was a bunch of stuff I've ordered off their website. But I've also got a craft stash haul that came the other day, and I've also got one item which is this item you can see here. And this I bought from the Create and Craft website. So the first product that we're going to take a look at is this mat itself. So I just got this brush here just because my camera kept coming out of focus. So this here is the Lisa Horton. It's a non-slip, almost like a media mat. I know there are a few websites that I've seen that they are selling it, but I don't know how many people have actually got it in stock. I purchased this from the Create and Craft website. They did have it in stock then, but I don't know what the stock levels will be like now. So it's quite a big mat. On the underside you've got a really great non-slip surface. So you know, I'm sort of pulling my finger quite hard across there and it is sort of resistant. So you know, if you try to move it, I'm actually just moving my table rather than the mat itself. You can sort of really kind of see through it, so you can see the wooden table underneath this. So you could put this on top of a regular cutting mat. So you know, if I still wanted to use this cutting mat here, I could put this on top of it and use it as a media mat. But the main reason that I've purchased this is just so I can lay it out on my desk and have more space. The other reason I did get it again is for that multimedia kind of purpose. So if I'm doing any ink or you know, sort of working with paints and things like that, it is a good surface where you can then put your inks and things on it. It's really easy to clean. If you want to put some water on it, you can do so. You know, it's sort of going to bead up nicely, so I can go in and sort of pick that up by putting some water on it. So that is something that I really enjoy doing, to create things like backgrounds and that with it, and it's just going to give me a much better look. The other thing is it's going to be a lot easier to clean. It's not going to stain. So I can just put some water on it. I usually take my microfiber cloth and I can just wipe it away straight away. So all of those sort of big properties that the multimedia mats have, obviously this has got that as well. So I'm really chuffed with this. Haven't done much crafting sort of using it yet, but you will see this being sort of my background in future videos. So I'm really happy with that. So let's go on to the items that I've purchased from Craftstash. So you can see we've got a few Tim Holtz products and then a couple of Altenew products as well. So let's start with the Altenew products. So I got 3 new stamp sets. So I really love the Altenew stamp sets. I think they're brilliant. I've got quite a few now, and I find that these are the ones that I'm going for to kind of build up my stash. So the first one is this Piles of Presents. So these are layering present stamps, and you've got sort of decoration. So you've got stamps that will give you the solid colour. You've got then decorative stamps, you can decorate the presents, and it comes with a variety of sort of string and bows, and then a few sentiments in there as well. So as always, on the back it's got a layering guide, so you know which stamps to use with which design. And then let's take a look at what they've got on the inside. So with a lot of their stamps like this, they come with almost like a bit of a booklet to give you a little bit of inspiration, sort of how to use them, care and storage. And then they include 2 sort of toppers that you can cut out and pop straight on your cards, or they do tell you how they've created them and what colours they've used. So I really love this sort of design here, where they've got the bundles of presents. This is definitely something that I'm thinking about sort of creating using this stamp set. So I'm quite looking forward to using that. So on top of that then, we've got 2 sentiments. So we've got sentiment strips 2, so this is all basically the same font. So I wanted really kind of generic, sort of basic font, but lots of different sentiments. So I think this is perfect for that. So I can use a lot of the stamps I've got in my collection, and I can have like a really nice and simple sentiment to go with it. So I'm super chuffed with them. And then we've got these ones. These are the heartfelt sentiments. So this is quite a big set in comparison to this sentiment strips 2 stamp set. So this has got lots of different sort of heartfelt sentiments, hence the name, but it comes in lots of different fonts. So if I'm looking for something a little bit fancier than just sort of that basic, then I can turn to this as well. So the next thing is these scissors. So you will notice I am left-handed. So what I've really been struggling with recently is using right-handed scissors and trying to get really good cuts, or maybe trying to fussy cut. I think that's one of the biggest reasons I'm not very good at fussy cutting, is because I use right-handed scissors instead of left-handed scissors. So I've seen these on the website. I've only seen 2 pairs of left-handed scissors. These are the Tim Holtz ones, and the other ones I think was a tonic pair of scissors as well. So I decided to go for these, I think because I'm not sure that I've seen the left-handed tonic ones on the Craftstash website, so I went for these. So they've got a really nice little cap on them. They've got big handles, so I can fit my whole hand in those as well, so they're really comfy in that sort of soft grip as well. So they've got a smaller sort of a scissor part on there, but again, that's going to be perfect when it comes to fussy cutting. So just something, a little bit of scrap paper I've got here. So what I've found, I'll just get this out roughly. So even just doing that alone is amazing. So they're super sharp, and the few things that I have tried fussy cutting have come out so much better than what they would have done. I still need to practice my fussy cutting, but it's just already, this has just made life so much easier. So if you're not 100% sure what my issue is, or what I'd imagine most left-handed people's issue are with left-handed scissors versus right-handed scissors, is the fact that the blades are the other way around on a left-handed pair of scissors. So I hold the scissors this way, I can't actually see what it is that I am cutting, because it's actually on this side. With the left-handed scissors, they're the opposite way round, so I can see exactly what I'm cutting. So these scissors I am really chuffed with. So these are by Tonic Studio, but these are just a Tim Holtz version. The other ones I know was just a Tonic pair of scissors. So I'm super happy with those, so you'll definitely see me using those in future videos as well. So next up, I have got 3 additional Distress Oxide ink pads, and I've also got the Distress Micro Glaze as well, because what I was finding is when I was doing my projects using or creating backgrounds and things using the Distress Oxide, so even after they dry, if you wiped your finger over them, you've got a little bit of residue on there. The other thing as well with this is if you were to send this sort of through the post or something and it got wet, so this is still going to react with water. You can see there, that's just reacting as Distress Oxides usually do. But by using this micro glaze over the top of it, it's going to seal it in and it's going to stop it from reacting with water. So let's take a quick look. So I've seen people use a sort of a blending brush or a dauber, that kind of thing, but this does say that you can use your finger, so let's just take a little bit. So you just put it on, just like that, and then it says you've got to buffer it off again, or just buffer away excess with a dry paper towel, that says. So then that is then going to seal that Distress Oxide, and so there's no residue coming off on my finger, but there is residue, you can see that, but there is residue there from where I rubbed it on that green section. So if you're creating backgrounds, I would highly recommend this particular product. So that is the Distress Micro Glaze, and that's just going to seal that Distress Oxide in. So then the last products that we've got, like I said, these 3 ink pads. So I got Crushed Olive, Fossilized Amber and Spiced Marmalade. So let's try that Spiced Marmalade. So we've got a really nice, vibrant orange colour there. Sort of an orangey yellow, I like that. Let's try Fossilized Amber. So I've got the Twisted, no, not Twisted Citron, I've got a Squeezed Lemonade. So I wanted a darker yellow, and I think that will blend really nicely with that Spiced Marmalade. I think that goes really nice together. So that's that one. Let's go for this Crushed Olive. This is just sort of cheapish paper, so it does ruffles up a little bit. So that'll blend really nicely with that Fossilized Amber as well. So again, that's Crushed Olive. So I wanted a little bit of a darker green again because I've got Twisted Citron. I wanted to have another shade of green. Very happy with those colours. So I did do a shop as well with Hunkydory. So let's take a look at what we've got in there. Okay. So I picked up a Memento Tuxedo black ink pad because I want to try, so the only ink pads I've really got in terms of black are the Crafter's Companion, and I have got as a Versacolour as well, but I wanted to just try a couple of other ink pads as well, just to see what they're like, see if there's something perhaps that's, you know, that I prefer, or not, just carry on with the ones that I'm using. So we've got that. I've got additional ink pads, so I'm going to show you these in a sec, and I'm going to show you the ones that I've already got. So this pack here now is the newer colours that came out, and this will then finish the collection of Prism ink pads that I've already got. So we'll take a look at them. And then I've ordered some cardstock. This was the first cardstock that I ever bought. So this is the Hunkydory. This is the 8x8 Essential Card Block. So this is the Ink Me, and this is 300 GSM. So you could create projects out of this as well. So if you wanted to make card bases and that, you can get it out of an 8x8, then obviously, you know, this is good cardstock to use. But again, I do use this for sort of inking, creating my backgrounds if I want something that is a little sturdier. Then in addition to that, I've got 2 of these because it was a promotion and it was 2 for £20. So this is the Supersize Essential Card Block. So again, this is the Ink Me. This is again 300 GSM, but this is a 3 size, and there's 50 sheets of cardstock in here. And the 8x8, that's got 50 in that as well. So this, again, 300 GSM, this is what you can use to create all of your card bases, all of your projects and things. Obviously you can see by the pictures you've got on here, you know, you can create a lot of different kinds of cards if you're making doing any construction, so any boxes, things like that. This is really, really good paper to use. Okay, so I've pulled a sheet of this 8x8 out. I'm just going to show you the ink pads and just check out what I think about this Memento ink pad. But again, so I already had some left over, so I've just taken a piece from that same pack. So let's take a look at this Memento. Let's see how well it stamps. So let's take a sentiment. So let's go with so this is, thank you so much. Okay, so that's coverage isn't bad there for the first one. So that has got really, really good coverage. It's not very often that I use an acrylic block. I have started to use it more and more recently, but I do use my stamping platform. And one of the reasons is because whenever I used to stamp, I never used to get that real good impression the first time around. So I would always use my stamping platform so I could at least stamp it like 1 or 2 extra times just to make sure I got that really sort of full, crisp image. But that in itself, just from that one stamp with that, is amazing. So I'm happy with that, but can you use this with alcohol markers? Let's give it a little try. Doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Brilliant. So I am happy with that ink pad. So this is definitely a yes. I know there's so many people out there who use it, but for anybody who's not used any of these products like myself, this is the first time I've ever used this. It's always good to know that it is good. So let's take a look at our ink pads. So these ink pads here are the original colours that I bought. So there are 24 here, and I bought them as a set, and I'm pretty sure they cost, and I'm sure it was around the £30 mark, but you know, not really in the grand scheme of things that expensive if you want to get a full sort of colour range of ink pads, but perhaps you're just starting and you don't want to spend lots of money. I would recommend sort of looking at these. So these are then the 12 extras that they brought in, so it makes then this being a full collection. So let's take a look, like I said, at the new ones that I've purchased. So we just looked at the wild mushroom, and what I really like is the fact then that the colour on the actual lid really does kind of match the colour of the ink itself. So that is the wild mushroom. So this is the Camellia pink. Oh, now that is a hot pink colour. So again, that doesn't really do it justice of what's on the lid itself, but again, because it's a dye base, that is going to dry back and it's going to go a little bit lighter. Then we've got Apricot Sorbet. So sort of that nice kind of peachy apricot coral kind of colour. I do like that. Then we've got Mauve Moment. You know, and like I said, I've had these ink pads for well, not these particular ones, but you know, I've had these ink pads, the original ones, for quite a while now, and you know, they're still super juicy, super vibrant. So you know, they have lasted a long time. See, that's nice as well, sort of that really nice lilac kind of colour. So this is the Periwinkle. So I think some of these are very much those kind of pastel-y kind of colours as well, so not as vibrant. So this is Pink Jellybean. So again, a really beautiful sort of like these sort of 4 colours here, very sort of pastel-y. So the one I was really sort of looking for was a red. So this is Brick Red. So definitely a lot redder. Perfect. Let's go for Nautical Blue. So that was Nautical. Let's go to Ocean Spray. Kind of like a teal turquoise kind of colour. I like that. So again, it's just kind of filling in all of those colours that are sort of missing. Then we've got Spring Meadow. So green is always useful. But again, sort of following that theme of these ones, it's not that really bright kind of vibrant green. It's sort of that sort of colour in between. I think that's really good. Flamingo Paradise. Nice. And then we got Fire Coral. So again, that kind of in between the red, orange kind of colours. So I actually really love all of them. I would really recommend this particular set, I think, especially if you're looking for something, you know, to dip your toe into, but you don't want something that is sort of overly expensive, but that you still get that really great colour variety. You've got, you know, really sort of juicy ink pads. I do think that these Prism World of Colour ink pads are worth looking at and definitely worth investing in. Like I said, I do use the Distress Oxide quite a lot now, but I will always come back to these dye-based ink pads because I do really love them. So that is my most recent haul that I've purchased from Craftstash, from the Hunkydory website, and of course then the mat that I ended up getting from the Crate and Craft website. If you do want any more information about these particular products, or you're interested in me showing you a little bit more about how they work, then just leave a comment in the comment section down below, and obviously I can then create a video based around that particular product, or create some cards using these products, whatever it is that you guys want to see. Also leave a comment down below as well if you like seeing a craft haul like this. So from now on, if ever I do order a nice big set of products, then obviously I can create a video showing you those products and sort of how they kind of work. So if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Like I said, leave me a comment down below just to let me know what you think. Thanks very much for watching, and happy crafting.